aunties, uncles, nieces, nephews, cousins, and friends. Make sure to hit the like button when you come in. Here we talk about it all. So let's get into Marisol. Marisol, an employee of Royal Caribbean. As if we already don't have enough to worry about, my chatters. This one is just like, ugh, to me. So when I read this, I just said, ugh, because sometimes it's just, there's no words when it comes to certain stories. So Marisol was caught on February 24th. Marisol was an employee of Royal Caribbean since December of 2023. I am so glad that it's only been December 2023 and not an employee of years and years and years, because who knows how many other victims we would have. But Marisol decided that he was going to have a look into young women's personal lives, their bodies, by placing cameras and surveillance in their staterooms, and even going as far into some instances as to entering the cabinet when the women were in the showers and hiding underneath the beds and photographing them. And when he was caught and investigated, he said he can't help it. It's a sickness. And I really do think there's a sickness, sort of like when it comes to some of these serial unalivers, there's a chemical imbalance. I think that's why they studied Jeffrey Dahmer's mind and all that, but that's a whole nother conversation. But my issue with this is, where are we safe? It makes you just feel so, right? When you hear stories like this. So, and what makes it even more sick, and I'm thankful that Marisol was at least honest during the interrogation, because he stated that when the guests were arriving, he would watch and pick who he would select. So while you're boarding and you're about to have the time of your life, there's a lurker, someone lurking to say, this is the person whose room I'm going to put a camera in. Luckily, thankful for a woman going underneath and searching for toilet tissue and finding a camera. This is how he was caught. But never in a million years would you think, when you're on your girl cruise or your honeymoon or your family vacation or your family and friends vacation, never would you think, while I'm boarding this cruise ship, someone is picking me to look at when I'm in the shower or undressing. That makes me feel so uneasy. It's a violation. I remember years ago when I was on a cruise, it was about 2, 3, maybe even 4 in the morning, but you're on vacation, right? And the casino's always open. And I was in there and I was having a good time. Everyone had kind of just left, the nightclub closed, and I'm having a ball. You hear me? And there were still other people that were up and partying, let me tell you. And a few of the cruise ship men, one was, I believe it looked to be maybe, and I don't mean to offend anyone, but possibly Brazilian, very attractive male. And I believe they were speaking Spanish, but they were off the clock, and I didn't know that they can kind of like hang out at the bar, and they were offering to get me drinks and stuff, and it was just really weird. And he kept saying, come downstairs with me. And I don't know why, but it made me feel so like, where if I went downstairs, I would have never returned. I'll never forget that on that Carnival cruise ship. I'll never forget that feeling. And it's something, that feeling you get in your gut. So to that I say, and I'm sorry to have to tell this to you, but when you are boarding, if something seems suspicious, report it. Ladies, make sure that you are taking care of yourselves. Husbands, nephews, brothers, cousins, make sure you are guarding all the women, and make sure that we protect one another. If you see something that seems a little odd, trust your gut. And to Marisol, may you get the help that you need. And I hope that when you are prosecuted, that they give you a lot of time behind bars, because you took something from these women in a moment that was supposed to be celebratory. You violated that. As always, stay true to you and draw your own conclusions, and make sure to like, comment, follow, and subscribe.